Southside in Birmingham, Alabama. Why are you kicking your leg up at me this morning? What?
I'm just getting comfortable. That's
Oh,
all.
that's what it was.
Yeah, just getting comfortable. I was looking at myself
I
on
thought
air.
you finna kicking me because you trying to say I said something wrong or I
You
did
did.
something wrong.
Not
This
yet.
early in the show.
Not yet.
How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good.
How'd you, it is cold outside.
It's cold outside.
America, here in Birmingham, Alabama, yesterday it was like 60 some 70 degrees.
Yeah.
This morning it's like 43 degrees. I'm not happy with that, Keith.
I'm very happy with it. I'm ready. Let's bring it. Fall. Come on.
What is wrong with y'all?
Yeah.
I'm ecstatic.
I'm ecstatic.
I
Come on,
love
nephew.
people. Wow.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When did we authorize him to have a microphone?
Nephew is always
When I
authorized.
set up.
Nephew is always authorized. He's always
This
authorized.
says the Keisa and JoJo, and not the voice in the background with nephew.
But we put him in the credits.
We put him.
Yeah.
That's where he need to be.
That's
This was me. We don't need his voice. All right, guys.
That's
If y'all,
great.
y'all know nephew, man. He's my co-host on the Joe Lock Show. He's part of Lockett Media Company, and also, we just started a new show.
Which show?
Me and nephew.
You
We
did?
have a new show on Saturdays now.
On
It's called Lock and
Saturdays?
Joe Show. Reaction. We do reactions now.
That is hilarious.
our first
What
episode
time
was
on
posted.
Saturday?
It's up to him.
It's in the morning times.
So
Okay.
we did our first
Morning
reaction
times.
last Saturday.
What are you reacting to?
I
Different
have,
videos on the web.
that's all on him.
He ain't supposed to know what
No,
we
I
reacted
don't know.
to. Yeah,
When he
that's
tell
to
me to
make
sit
it
down,
the
I
fun
have no
part.
idea what I'm going to react to. So last week I think I did something with J. Cole new song
Yeah,
that I hadn't really listened to.
that's
And
hilarious.
so I was listening to the music and going off on it.
Yeah.
Because it's a natural reaction. So we have a new show out now. So I actually have what?
Saturday mornings.
Saturday morning.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Tune in on
now-
Saturday mornings.
So now I have 3 shows.
Woo.
Keisa Joe show, the
Yeah.
Joe Locker show,
Yeah.
and the reaction show with
Nice.
nephew.
Nice.
But here's the thing is, I'm in shows with all my friends.
Yes.
I'm in shows with all my friends.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
you got 2 shows. You got this show and you do your daily show. How's your daily show going?
Going pretty good.
Okay.
You know, I'm always evolving.
Yeah.
Always thinking through how to make that show better. So, I like to tap on you and just say, Joe, what do you think about such and such? But it's going great. Now, the
Right.
funny thing is, I will always say this. I'm smart enough to recognize now that people like to, they like, my audience likes to hear from guys.
Mhm.
So the young ladies like to hear, the young or young at heart, they like to hear from the guys. The men feel empowered to speak when they see another man, on the platform. So
Really?
they do. They will speak
I feel
more.
different.
That's interesting. Well, but think about it though. You're accustomed to being in front of the microphone.
True.
So most guys, they may not have the boldness or whatever to communicate as such. So when they see another guy on, it's like, yeah, it's like that guy becomes the voice for them. So speaking of, kicking off Monday,
Okay.
October 21st,
Okay.
the week of the classic, Men Speak.
Okay. Me and Speak is gonna be the whole week
No, it's
What?
going to be each Monday.
or each month.
Men Speak, yeah, throughout
Okay,
the
Men
rest of
Speak.
the year.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm piloting some things, just trying to
See how it works.
see how it's going to work and everything. But I already have a couple of guys lined up. We're going to kick it off with a Birmingham native. You may not know him, but his name is Carlton Young,
Okay.
and he's going to be talking about love and relationships and probably giving
But
some.
we got to stop the show.
We have to pause right
we
here.
got Filter Coffee Parlor in the building, the best customer service in Birmingham. Alabama. What we drinking this morning? Salted butterscotches.
butterscotches.
Yes. So we appreciate you guys. So come on down to the the Filter Coffee Parlor right down here. So yes, this stuff here is like
Really good. Yeah, nephew's already
I
taking
killed
care of
every last
his,
drop
butterscotch
of mine.
with the salt in it, right?
and it's made right here. This
Yes, and
is an
it's
original.
only made right. He got his own mixture. I'm telling y'all, come down here. Tell them Keisa Joe sent you guys right.
It's
We-
wonderful.
Listen, I'm not just we drink this every week. I do not eat breakfast or anything. I don't drink no coffee until I get here.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jeremy, and his team, awesome team down here, the Filter Coffee Parlor here on the South Side. You want to know what that is? That's right next to the International Pancake.
which is good too.
Yeah, the food there is good.
I treated myself there Sunday. So yeah, Joe. Did you see that?
Wait a minute, nephew.
Nah, I didn't know nothing about this.
Now listen.
I ain't know nothing about this.
Listen, Linda. Listen,
Listen.
Linda. Listen, Linda. Listen. I got a problem with you,
Why?
America.
You have a problem with me dating myself? I'm dating myself.
America.
America.
I take this beautiful woman out regularly, right? Regularly, I do.
Not that
I'm
regular.
gonna say that I do. And nephew and I didn't get a text message or an invite to the little funky personal date by herself. And see, I can go a personal date by myself too. You know what I'm saying? Right after show, I can go on a personal date by myself and go on and eat and do. But no, I'll make sure we all good.
You learn about your friends after you know.
You
what
learn
I mean?
about people.
It's not work related. So
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then hold on. And then she posted the place that we like to go.
I am a breakfast guy.
You know?
Well, now I know.
No, you knew this. You know now. Don't do that. Don't you do that. That's what me and you ever created this show at. From the International Pancake House. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. You know we like pancakes.
Okay, friend. You applauded me 2 or 3 weeks ago when I took myself on a Sunday brunch date. You were like, "Yeah, okay."
In
But
hopes
now-
of,
In hopes of getting an invite.
Invite.
I sent the hint, bro. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I felt some kind of way when she did the first time.
They don't peep it.
Game don't peak game. That's okay.
Mm,
So you
this
know.
coffee is so good. Salted butter.
Okay, Donald Trump. Go ahead and talk about something else.
No, seriously though, I want to get back to you. Asked about the show. Okay, so my guys are gonna have a new show on Saturday. So I want you to check it out on the Joe Lockett channel. Okay, we'll just go ahead and give him. They have their own channel, the Joe Lockett channel, the Joe Lockett show, and then
With
their
so many
weekend show
shows.
with so many shows.
We
I
could
love
kill
it
you on the
though.
shows.
I love it though.
Yeah.
I love it though. So you talked about that. So kicking off, I will make a long story short. Sometimes I go a little long, y'all. Give me a little grace. But I'm going to shorten this by just saying I'm going to have that men speak because I've had you on there talking before. The ladies love it. They love listening to you guys. So men speak on Mondays. We're going to carry that out through the rest of the year, each Monday night. So tune in Monday at 6 p.m. But of course, I'm on every Monday evening, Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. And this week, Joe, I made a choice to kind of step back because it dawned on me that, and you know, I'm a spiritual person.
And let's talk about this in the respect of being over 50 for the sex women out there.
Sure.
About when should you step back and how to step back? Okay, so let's make sure we put
In
not just
perspective.
you, but let's put
But for
it
people-
for the women out there listening right now that you feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
There's so much going on, family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe the kids, you know,
Yeah.
and maybe you went through a divorce or going through a divorce, or maybe
Yeah.
your husband get on your damn nerve. I don't know which one it is. Good
Yeah.
morning. Let's talk about it from the perspective. What made you want to take a step back right now?
So here's what I say. I think it's so important. You know, and I went through a phase, Joe, where I tried to cover and I tried to hide a little bit. It's like, oh, I don't want people to know that I'm twice divorced or whatever. But listen, you know, I'm single. I am actually really enjoying, and I'm really at a place of peace. I'm not angry at anybody. You know, I think, you know, I've had my talks and conversations or whatever, but to be at this place of freedom, I consider it a blessing from God. So what came to my heart is I'm disseminating all this information because we're information people, you know, we're content people. And I said, you know what? This week I made a decision that each night I was going to pray for my friends each night about different aspects. It's, you know, those who are desiring a relationship, those who have been hurt, you know, traumatized in a relationship. For the next couple of nights, it'll be, can't remember specifically what I'm praying for tonight, but I'm also going to include in there finding peace after a breakup and all, you know, or just while you're waiting, because so many people, the struggle is that after you divorce, that after the breakup, that's a struggle. Yeah. So it came into my heart. It was like, why don't you just literally pray for people? It may not be the most popular set of shows that I do. I do think it's going to be the most significant though, because and I'm putting myself into the category of working with my friends so they understand you're not alone at this place of a new beginning. I'm there too. So I'm coming to you not as an expert. I'm coming to you as a person who's a conversationalist and someone who's walking the walk with you.
Wow.
So I'm walking that walk with people out there who are starting over, who are rediscovering themselves. So that's what I did. I'm like, you know, let's pull back. And the peace that I have, the contentment that I have, I want other people to have that without inserting a person in there. We're looking for a relationship. And I tuned in, I joined a group of people who are married, this couples group this past weekend.
Okay.
I was the only single person on there. Much to my surprise, most of them had been married. At least one divorce. Several had been married. They were on their third marriage. They made a decision to be in the group and to keep fellowshipping with like couples because they wanted to do it right. And it dawned on me. We get all this information while we're single and preparing. But when we get married, we get comfortable. And Keisa cannot afford. I'm going to write a personal book, The Making of a Wife After 2 Failures. Because I understand now there are some things I let slip. You get married, you do all this research, you're trying to figure it out, and God grants you with your blessing. But how many of you know it's not just you receiving your blessing? You got to be able to hold on to it. So in the pursuit, being healthy, and I wrote out some things. I get up very early in the morning. I wrote out some things this morning, like where are the things, and I'm gonna just be open and raw about my failures, a bit with the understanding that I gotta focus on these things, and focusing on those things will create success the next time. There's no room for getting up. I read a study this morning. People, when they, and I know I'm going on. Yeah, I know I'm going on. I didn't know if you wanted to interject. Okay. I read a study this morning.
Go ahead and cook.
Oh, you let me cook?
Yeah, go ahead and cook.
Okay.
You ain't read the land yet. Go ahead.
Okay. I read a study this morning that talked about how from Inc. Incorporated, INC, and it online, that talked about couples. They face greater success when they're married and they have marriage partners who are disciplined, but health can still be a challenge because when people are comfortable in a relationship, they want to eat and hang around and watch TV and do all of those things. And I was like, that happened to me. I was a statistic of that. But knowing that, I won't be a statistic of that in the future, because what have you heard me say? My husband will have to understand that I am committed to, I'm easing into vegan. So sometimes I slip. If you were with me Saturday, I had a wonderful Chick-fil-A sandwich and I don't regret it. It was good and it was free. They gave me like a Chick-fil-A meal. I'm like, go Chick-fil-A. And it was good. But
still no invite.
Oh, well, that was a free meal.
She didn't even say no piece of chicken, but it's okay.
Sorry, it wasn't Sunday. It was Saturday. So
Sunday you went out to dinner,
since Sunday I went to the right next door here. Sorry, just dating myself. That's all. Just dating myself
it's all
again.
about just okay.
But yeah. So just learning from my mistakes, and so I stepped back this week and said, let's pray. Let's pray for the good people, and let's God prepare our hearts so we will not put up with the junk. We know, and Joe, I'm going to tell you, at this stage, we know what to do. I'm going to be real honest with you. We know what to do.
Okay.
We're just not doing it in some cases.
Okay. To that point, I want to ask you a question with
Please.
and also for our people tuning in on all the digital airways right here, you're locked into the Keisa Joe show right here at the Filter Coffee Parlor. Come out and hang out with us. But also, I want to say later on in the show, we're going to be talking about what's going on here in the city.
Yeah.
We have Classic getting ready to start next week.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
And then there's something I think we need to talk about and discuss on this platform too. So make sure you guys stay locked in for that, because a lot of people are having some concerns about what didn't happen in the city, and then now we're going to have a really big event that comes every year. And it's a really big event here in Birmingham because the Classic. So I want to get into that later on into the show. But back to your point, when you're talking about relationships and you're finding yourself and you're not going to make these mistakes again, I hear you, but I'm not going to say I'm in total agreement with that.
You don't have to be. Go ahead. I'll let you cook.
No, and the reason why I'm going to say this is because I'm going to say it in this way. And ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think. Hit us in the comments, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all that good stuff. I'm going to ask this question here. For me, is basically, if I'm going through this I'm not going to be with a person. What's the best way I want to say this? I'm not going to be with a person that I'm going to allow to dim my light.
I'm with you on that.
Right. And so through my journey, when I got my divorce in 2019,
Mhm.
my ego was so big that it had got crushed. Right. And so it wasn't me finding my ego. It was me finding a reason, the answer to what happened in my marriage. What really happened? Because I know what she said. I know what I felt. But what is the true answer? Right? From somebody standing on the outside looking at both of y'all. What was the problem? And once I got away from my ego and my feelings, I found a way to step outside of everything and look at it in the totality. And for me to look at it in the totality, I had to look at me. I stopped looking at what she was saying or may
Absolutely.
have been saying, right? I started looking at, okay, I asked myself a question. What could I have done better?
Yeah. Yeah.
When I was in the marriage, were there things that I should have done that I made an excuse not to do?
Mhm. Mhm.
When I was in the marriage, did I do everything I supposed to have done? Right? Meaning the stuff, not the responsibility of a man to a wife.
Yeah.
The other stuff.
Yeah.
The other stuff
Yeah.
that's out there, right?
Yeah.
The other stuff meaning,
Yeah.
are you
Yeah.
talking to her?
Yeah. I know where
Instead
you're
of
going
at
with
her.
this. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you reading the room like you used to read the room about her to see if something really wrong?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you making time or making excuses? This is big.
Yeah.
In your relationship, are you making time or are you making excuses? And I want to say that one more time for the people in the back. In a relationship, are you making time or are you making excuses? That is a relationship and a marriage killer
Mm.
because we do it,
Yeah.
right? Because there's no reason in the world, for real, with your wife or your husband,
Yeah.
that you can't find a way to do what, Keith? Make time. But we find every reason in the world to make an excuse. A lot
Why
of us
is
do it
that? Why is that? And
because I take you for granted.
we're saying the same thing.
Yeah,
Getting comfortable.
Yeah.
I got comfortable. I got comfortable. And being comfortable doesn't allow me to get my tail up and go work out. Being comfortable doesn't allow me to, and that's not on anybody else. That's on me.
I got comfortable of being the person somebody else thought I should be.
Oh, explain that. That's good. Explain that.
So when you're married, right?
Mhm.
And what I'm saying here is no detriment to nobody. This is just Joe like learning lessons about me. So please, if you know anybody in my past or whatever, it has nothing to do with them. And I'm
Sure.
saying this on
Sure.
live digital airways. It has nothing to do with them. This was my learning lesson. Okay,
Sure.
putting it all solely on me. But when you're in a marriage, he and she, right? You and them, you become what you think y'all need to be for the marriage, which sometimes in some situations is a dimming of your light.
Oh,
Right? You dim your light. And when I say I got comfortable,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
My comfortability made me
Yes.
irritable because that wasn't who I was. But I knew this is what I needed to be in this space. My comfortability killed some of my ego probably at a point in time. Because now when I'm comfortable, the person that I'm comfortable with is not me, and I'm becoming somebody different. So how this person reacts, right? I'm acting out of comfortability from a place that's not me, if that makes sense. For people in marriage, you get what I'm saying. If you're not in marriage, that part just went clean over your head. But if you're uncomfortable and you have dimmed your life for someone, right? Your reactions is to the person that you are being now for that person.
Yeah.
Even though it's you, it's not who you are at your core.
Yeah.
Because your light has dimmed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because you got to think about it. And I always say this, Keith. Happy people don't cause anybody any problems.
Yeah.
It's the people that have issues or miserable or unhappy that have issues with everything else.
Mm.
Right. And so I had to realize that I couldn't be, and I didn't allow myself to be, or try to find a way to be who I was with the person I had married. And I think she probably fell in the same category. Right. And you get tired of trying to fight through some stuff. So you plateau yourself to a point and say, okay, I'm just going to get to here. Because like me and you just had a conversation about you telling me about your busy schedule. And I said, shut up. I said,
We did. No sympathy.
I said,
no
I said, I don't want to hear that, right?
No
because
empathy.
And what did I tell you? What was my words to you?
You have rich people's problems. And I said, no, I don't. Because if I was rich, I wouldn't be worried about it. To which you said,
rich people worry. And you had something to worry about that's dealing with finances and scheduling. So you're rich, right?
And I said, I received that then.
But think about that. So when I was in, when I'm, if you're in a marriage and you're saying things like that, right? But she sees what you see. I see what I see. She can't see what I'm saying. If I'm projecting this, but when she look at the table, she don't see that, right? It's an idea out there, and the idea is so long and it's not really producing, right? That person lose faith into the situation. They want more until they get this, right? And so you have to stay focused over here because you see the big picture.
Yeah.
But at the same time, think about what I'm saying, y'all. You're having to reduce yourself in this realm here and still try to hold on to something here.
I'm almost floored by what you're saying over here.
Because you get it, right?
I get
you
it.
get it. And a lot of people that's married,
I get it.
or in a relationship, y'all get exactly what I'm saying right here on the Keisa Joe show, right here, the Fifth of Coffee Parlor this morning, because those are one of those things, right? You don't realize that you have changed to be part of something that you fell in love with. Right? And you do that because of love. You do that because you care.
Yes.
But at some point, some people that really got that in them, that it in them, it breaks them. Or you break the person that you're with, which breaks y'all. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all agree, put it in the comments. Let us know what you think, or let us know if you disagree with me. But this is just my personal experience. And so what I had to learn now is I would never ever be with anybody that makes me dim my light. I don't need a cheerleader section, but I need you to be by my side. I don't want you behind me, right?
Wow.
I need you by my side.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
I want you here.
Wow.
Right? You ain't got to do nothing else, but just grab my hand and let's walk together. And when we stumble, we're going to hold each other up and keep moving. Regardless of whatever the hell we stumble upon, we got to stumble together. And I got to do the same thing for you.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
I'm not trying to change you along the way. Your hair going to turn gray. You're going to put on a little weight, but we still going together. And when we succeed together, we succeed together.
Yes.
For however long that is.
Yes.
And if it's bad together, it's bad together for how long that may be.
Yes.
It ain't no certain period of time that because you didn't deliver, or I got my doctorate degree, or this didn't, that you need to step up to a plate. No.
Yes.
If I love you,
yes,
I got to love Keisa for what you have now.
Yes. Yes.
And what you may never achieve. What you may never achieve. I don't give a damn about your doctor's degree. I don't give whatever position of CEO. If I'm the maintenance man at a company and I'm happy, or if you're working at Wendy's and you're happy, and I become the CEO or the president of the United States and you want to work at Wendy's, guess what? If I love you,
I'll let you do it. I'm gonna let you do it.
So which one is it? When we get into these situations, when people try to say they're trying to better you, or you should want better for yourself, you should want more. No, you should love me. Right? But no, you're saying that because you have achieved a woman or the man, you need to do more. Because I'm not going to carry this load by myself. You should have never married me. You knew now what you know. You knew then what you know now. This is who you married.
Yeah.
But now you got more knowledge into the world.
Yeah.
You see something that other people got.
Yeah.
Now you want a husband like them, and I'm not him. And now you're mad at me about it. Just something for y'all to think about. Good morning. Welcome to the Keisa Joe show.
Welcome in, everybody. I so identify with what you are saying. Hey, because being in this light, so
Mhm.
whoever marries you, the woman who marries you,
Mhm.
she has to understand that you are a personality.
Mhm.
You have a light. God, in from the foundation of the earth, God created that within you.
Mhm.
It took you a while. Have you ever seen the Disney movie Soul?
No, I've heard about it, but I've never seen it.
You need to watch that.
Okay,
Nephew,
it's S-O-L, S-O-U-L.
Soul. Have you
S-O-U-L.
seen that, nephew?
Yeah, I seen it.
It is almost inconsequential because it didn't make a big blip, but the message behind it
Oh yeah,
is powerful. Would you not
yeah.
agree?
It'd be right up his alley.
It
For
would
some,
be.
yeah, it'd be right up his alley.
You need to watch, and if you haven't seen it at home, you need to watch the movie Soul. I'm being so serious.
Okay.
It's Disney movie. I
Or
believe
Pixar,
it's
one of the
Pixar, one of the two. It's but it's the message behind it, and I always say that to you. But at some point in the near future, before Christmas, when you have one of your friends over,
Mhm.
y'all can watch a movie. You see how I'm rolling my eyes? Whoever he has over, if you
Friends. I have friends.
one of his friends over,
have friends.
you all watch Soul.
I don't like the way you said it. That's what nephew always tells me. I don't like the way you said that.
You don't?
You're insinuating.
You see how I'm rolling my eyes?
I don't know why you're rolling your eyes.
Um,
You're invited
I mean,
too.
Yeah.
I don't no.
We can watch
I
it.
don't
No,
know.
it's not a friends family movie.
Yes.
Yes, it could be.
So
It's
we
family
we
friendly.
we can have popcorn.
No,
now.
I want you to have. I want. Okay, we might do that.
Yeah, you know.
But I'm
'cause
trying.
I
I'm
got
trying to
downstairs-
send. I'm trying
I
to
got
send you on a date today. Hey, that would actually be fun.
Yeah, I got my downstairs all set up now, so we got the big old sofa and all that stuff. We can all
Hey, that would actually be
Yeah.
fun. We need to watch that movie, and we need to have a. And then I'm going to
we
bring
can do
you
a
all
reaction
some,
to it.
and we need to,
Do a
and then
reaction
you
to
can
it.
do a reaction
We can
to
do
it.
with Auntie Keisa.
And then with Auntie Keisa, and then I'm gonna bring you all some healthy oatmeal cookies, oatmeal
Okay.
raisin cookies. Okay, but they're gonna
Okay.
be totally vegan.
Okay.
But yeah, we need to watch that movie.
Okay.
Maybe I need to watch it again too, because the message is powerful. But from the foundation of the earth, God created you to be a personality. You may
Mhm.
have discovered that at a different point, if that makes sense.
And that's all. This what I am now is because of my second wife. If we was only meant to be together for a season and a reason, it was to bring me into who I am today.
which
it-
it is
Yes.
the truth. Yes.
And I, like I told you, like I said, whatever happened between us, she made me better,
Yes.
right? Because I wanted to be the best for her. Let me say
Yes.
that again. When a
Yes.
man wants something,
Yes.
you become that person for that person, right?
Yes. Yes.
And even if she sees me now, she can always say, I played a huge part in it. Because if she hadn't did the things that she have done, they did, I was on a different trajectory. So I give this career, this starting where I am now, it is because of what she made me become. And that's the honest God truth.
And I'm shaking my head because I'm at that. That's so huge and such a nod of respect to her. Because if that were the reason,
Mhm.
then you walk through that successfully. Steve Harvey is one of my greatest mentors, right?
That's my own,
And we
yeah.
share that. Yeah, we share that in terms of Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey's been married twice. If Steve Harvey can come from that and then come to his third marriage and be with the one, I have no shame and no embarrassment. I had one of my relatives, and they came from a pure place with me. But it was like, well, maybe you shouldn't tell people that. Well, why am I hiding?
Okay, can I ask this question? I really want to ask this, and y'all in the chat, right? If you're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or whatever, please put it in the chat. Why is it embarrassing for you to say, I'm going through a divorce or I'm divorced? What's embarrassing about that?
Nothing to me.
Are you, this is a hit to your ego?
Oh, no. I'm not embarrassed about it. I'm saying a person said this to me. Well, maybe you shouldn't say anything about that. And I kind of bought into it for a couple of weeks. And I saw
Was it a family member?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got a thought about that.
Oh, I know. I think I know where you're going. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Are you thinking it may be embarrassing to them?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, man, what? Well, here's what I have to say. Steve Harvey is on his third marriage, has written at least 2 or 3 books, which are, how can I say it? Adding another cool income stream of millions, multiple millions to his bank account. if he can make that money off of his failure, because see, people are not always tuned in to our successes. They don't really care. They don't really care about our successes. A
Right.
lot of people care about our ability to bounce back from failure. That is the success. Why do you think we pay attention to Uncle Steve now? Because he's a man who said, yeah, I know all the game. I've been there, done that, had 2 failed marriages. But in this one, this is what I can tell you. What if he had told himself, I'm not going to write a book? Because some people are going to say, who am I to talk about marriage when I've been through 2 failed marriages? He's the perfect person to talk about it, to tell you what did work and what didn't.
But here's the thing: you got people out there, sis. Just to piggyback on what you're saying, not to cut
Yes.
you off. There are people who saying he should be the last person
Oh, I hear it.
That-
Yes.
talking about it because, bro, you're on your 3rd one. You see,
I-
it goes both ways.
It goes both ways.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you this, though.
Uh-huh.
So I'll listen to the people who say that it doesn't matter when they can make him shut up and he can produce an income stream that way. But as long as he's produced multi-millions over here doing what he's done, talk to the hand.
I have a problem with people that say a person who went through it should not be writing books about marriage, right? And this is the reason why I say this. Because I have not myself personally witnessed a perfect marriage.
Thank you.
I have not.
Thank you.
There are things that I know about single folks and married folks that will shock the world, right? When it comes to this. So I don't think there's a perfect person to write the book. I think at the end of the day, it's about what journey you're on and what information you decide to perceive during your journey. Whether it's Steve Harvey, whether it's Keisa, whether it's Joe, whether it's nephew, or whether it's you out there writing your book, right? Tell your story. There's somebody going to gravitate. There are over 8 billion people on this earth. There's somebody going to gravitate to your story. I don't give a damn what somebody try to tell me or what they want to say about what you don't. If you're criticizing my story was not meant for you.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just, if you're looking at my life and you got a problem with what I say or what I do, my content, my pictures, my story,
Go
my
elsewhere.
life is not for you.
Go elsewhere.
It's 8 billion people in the world. Keep scrolling.
Thank you. And you know what? That apparently was his attitude, because 8 billion people may not be investing in this book, but it's enough for the book to.
And that's all you need. That's all you need.
I don't even know if if it's a million, but it's enough people to where they turn this into a movie. I just watched the movie, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. I just watched the movie the other night. Part 1, part 2. So while that choir over there, that corner over there is criticizing him, y'all keep on talking, and he's gonna keep on making his millions.
And the crazy part about it is the people who wants to be in the bad choir and criticize you,
Yeah.
they get the most noise. But
Yeah.
what they do is actually make people want to go buy the book.
Thank you.
Honestly, I mean,
I have a copy of it, a physical copy, and on my whatever.
And I have to say this for
Kindle.
Uncle Steve. He's very smart nowadays. How he markets. He has a great team around him.
Sure.
And I'm going to say almost everything we have done in locking in media, and for us teaming up and putting people on. Look at Steve Harvey on show. Shirley, nephew, caller, right? Steve Harvey bring people on.
He does.
My other mentor, Stephen A. Smith,
Yeah.
they bring people on.
Yeah.
What do I do?
You bring people
I
on.
bring people on. I
You
put
do.
people on, right? I learn from them, right? And I learned one thing from these guys. And when they reach out to me and I'm able to, get in touch with them, build a team.
Yeah.
Do it out of love,
Yeah.
right? Get yours, but make sure that the people that you call family, you take care of them. And I saw Steve and I saw both Stephen A. Smith and Steve Harvey, right? They take care of their folks. Now people got their criticism because they got a platform and it's easy they're easy target these days, and that's fine. But I look at their core.
Yeah. Yeah.
I look at what they're doing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I see them putting more people on than all these people out here talking that shit. They put more people on,
Yeah.
and make sure they got a steady paycheck and make sure their families are good at the end of the day, right? And teach you how to do it yourself too. If you look at Steve Harvey, everybody he's put on, he's put them in a path to succeed. Stephen A. Smith does the same thing. I don't care what you say about their takes. But if you look at those guys, and y'all saying y'all want black folks, and Tyler Perry's another person.
You're reading
know,
my mind. Go
Tyler
ahead.
Perry, Tyler Perry
Go
is another
ahead.
person, right?
Yeah.
You
Keep
talk about his
going.
movies, you talk about Madea, you talk about the dress, but the people who are talking, what you're doing for your community.
Thank you. Thank you.
When the last time y'all did something for Cicely Tyson?
Thank
Who
you.
did you pay? Who did you pay more than they ever been paid before, right? For a movie or for their job. Have you ever paid your gardener or your lawn guy 3 times, 10 times as much as they ever been paid before? Have you
Yeah.
ever done that?
Yeah.
Because you're talking about this man about his downside, right?
Yeah.
But he's doing something for our people that you said that you wish other people would do. They're doing it. You
That's
see what I'm saying?
good. I'm listening.
So at the end of the day, I have a problem when you can talk about somebody's the dresses, the deals, and is he this? And listen, what are you doing? He's a bad influence on the community. How? He built one of the biggest studios. He put black people to work. If he don't put those movies out, somebody already put those movies out before. But you weren't saying nothing to the white folks, the Jewish people who were doing it. Those movies, he ain't doing nothing new that hadn't already been done to us.
Absolutely.
And when he does it, he puts a positive spin with some kind of God spin on it at the end of the day. He knows his audience.
Yeah.
Y'all want this man to go out there and make a movie that he's not familiar with. Every time he makes this movie, he knows what he needs to make to be able to make that profit. He knows he got enough audience that's going to watch his movie because it's his movie. Ain't got nothing to do with y'all opinion. If you want something better, please go out there and make a better movie. Does he make mistakes?
Yes.
Does he have costumes, irregularities? Yes. But I'm going to say this. I don't see y'all saying nothing about them Tubi movies. I don't see y'all saying anything. No, but I'm talking about to the
degree as
to the
Tyler.
degree where you're trying to cancel
Tyler's
somebody,
critics,
bro.
yeah. Tyler's critics are
the way
loud.
you talk about this man, in his movie. You should know better now. I'm tired of you doing like this. I'm tired of you doing like this right now. I get the criticism because he's in the spotlight, but I'm gonna say it like this right here. If he got a twisted rig or the color of the wall changed in the scene, bro, keep doing your thing. I'm okay with you. And if you're doing it, if that's the way your movies are and you make those mistakes and you don't change them, I'm okay with that. Keep taking care of your folks.
I like
the mistakes
that.
I see in the movies that he does, man, is very irrelevant to me, to what he has done and what he is doing and the legacy he's going to leave behind.
Thank you.
To our community.
Thank you.
And to everybody else that he's out there support. So if he messes up that for the next 10 or 15 years, your boy Joe Lockett, Tyler Perry, I ain't never worked for you, but love to work for you.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I love it.
I'm okay with that. You see what I'm saying?
Because I love it.
I'm sick and tired of us finding the small things and like, they ain't done as long as they should be better. We're the harshest critics of our own community. We get in our own way.
And the ones who are criticizing are still they're not reaching millions. They're not putting their people to work. So we're criticizing. And also what it tells me is I'm sitting here. Were you done?
I'm done.
Okay.
I landed.
You landed?
I
Okay.
landed.
What it also tells me is he doesn't allow the mistakes or the imperfections to stop him.
Yes.
I know I'm going to get criticized. That it honestly goes with the territory. So
yes.
you've got to have tough shoulders. People are going to criticize us because we sit here and we're public facing. That's part of it. You don't sit here with everyone saying, "Oh, great job." No, people find that one thing, you understand, to say about you, or that two things, but they don't respect the fact that you're working to put your community on. You're here because you love your community. We show up because we love the community, and in spite of all the chatter that's in the neighborhood, we're here. You understand? Nobody has to wake us up. I had what was I telling you this morning? It was challenging, and I had to negotiate with myself and say, "You're gonna show your blankety blank up. Your makeup is not done full tilt. You're gonna show your blankety blank. How did I come in here? I looked like Madea when I came in here. I had the scarf going and everything. And I had the scarf on here. I know they were like, I saw how you looked at me, Joe. Joe was like, is this Keisa or is this a clone or what is this? But
like, okay.
But I okay. But I showed up because I said, you know what? I almost texted him and I almost texted you and said, man, I'm gonna need a little time. And I was like, no, you show up. It may not be perfect. You may not have the 15 minutes to do makeup, throw on some powder, throw on some lipstick, sit your tail down, show up for your community and show up for your folks. That's where I am now. The rest of it, I could care less about. Tyler Perry, I thought about with you. I like LeBron James for that fact.
Oh, yeah, love LeBron James. Yeah.
LeBron James and starting that school. I have a whole other level of respect for him as a man. Critics say what you may. but as a man, as a husband, as a father, as a member of the African American community who doesn't just who's not just about he's about it. He
Mhm.
doesn't talk a good game. He's about it. He puts people on,
He
and
does.
not just himself, even other players.
Yeah.
You can take me to task on it, okay? I know I got my Kobe fans out there. I've never personally been a huge Kobe fan. I know y'all some of y'all think that's heresy. I've never personally been that big of a Jordan fan. I cannot deny their talent, but I have to ask and think, what are they really doing that's going to be to leave a legacy outside of themselves?
I think when you're talking about on that level, they all have left a legacy in their own
They
way.
have, and it may just even be their talent to change the game.
Kobe has done, some significant things like LeBron. He just never put it out there. Jordan has done those things. Kyrie Irving has done those things. Kevin Durant, a lot of those cats have done them. They just don't do a news press release with it. A lot of these guys are philanthropists way behind the scenes.
They just don't get as much press with it.
They don't want it. They just do it.
I guess I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm listening, nephew.
Because just to clear up that point, Kobe did a lot of stuff for, especially for the female side of basketball,
WNBA.
with the impact with the WNBA, and then with young female talent, because his
daughter.
his daughter was real big at the time. He just didn't kind of live long enough to see his progress go further. I mentioned not too long ago, the other day, Russell Westbrook, he got an academy down there in
California.
LA.
Yeah.
And he give out a whole bunch of different scholarships and stuff. They all have their own type of impact.
Jordan had the Jordan camps for the kids.
Yeah, Jordan Brand, he do all of that. Even out, I think people downplay what he do too, because he impacts different countries with what
Jordan
he does
even
with
opened up a
different
hospital.
academies. So it's like,
Yeah.
but LeBron has a very, very, very good press team.
Yes.
And the brand of LeBron is bigger than the NBA. So when you hear about the other stuff with the Westbrooks, with the Kyries, with the Kobes, it's still kind of branded with the NBA. LeBron and Jordan have expanded the NBA.
Yeah, that's good.
So you're going to hear about what LeBron does, because LeBron as an image and as a brand is just that big.
That's good.
Yeah.
And
it's a lot of folks that had on impact.
Okay, so before I forget this, let me go ahead and say this. So, nephew, I want to interview you for Men Speak on Mondays, and I want to interview you for Men Speak on Mondays too. Okay?
I'm gonna speak on Tuesday.
Huh? What'd you say?
You don't speak on Shut up.
Get my own day.
Because I think nephew has a 20-something perspective.
Mhm.
You're gonna have a grandpa a 50-something.
Nah,
that's some
he
bull.
old man. Granddaddy perspective.
Grandpa Dan perspective. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Put him
Just
on
kidding.
game.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
You don't know nothing, youngin.
Hey, here we go. What say, Keisa? What day you want me to come on? That Monday. I think I got doctor appointment.
Let me check my hang up.
Let me check.
You play that a little too well now.
I-
Tyler
I,
Perry can cast you as Grandpa Dan.
Hey man, Tyler Perry just put me in the movie as an extra. I'm now.
Okay, so before I have to get out of here today, I've got to go do a vendor event at Birmingham BPD for All Shade Naturals with Lamika Fisher and all of them at Fisher Chiropractic. Classic is next week, I randomly speak to people as they pass by because I'm surveying all the time. Okay.
So speaking of community, from what LeBron James and Kyrie Irving and Jordan did, right? In our community here in Birmingham, Alabama, we have something that's getting ready to kick off that's really huge.
The classic.
It's the classic.
Yeah, baby.
It's like, it's A&M and State, right?
Yeah.
Alabama and Alabama State.
The Alabama
two
State.
HBCUs.
The Alabama State University.
Okay, the Alabama State University.
Don't play about that. I'm so serious.
I mean, yeah, and I get it. I don't have a college education, so it is what it is.
No, but you're a soldier though.
I'm a veteran.
And we thank you for
I
your
appreciate
service.
that.
Sincerely, we thank you.
And
My dad was a soldier.
Yes.
My dad was a veteran, Vietnam veteran.
Oh, wow. That's my man.
Yeah, Vietnam veteran.
So the class is one of the biggest things that happened here in Birmingham, Alabama. The beautiful city of Birmingham, Alabama. with the Honorable Mayor Wolfen at the top. We appreciate everything he does. And Keisa, what I've heard, and y'all let us know if you live in Birmingham, Alabama, there's a worry that people in our community have because we used to love going out to the classic, hanging out. And if y'all know the classic, it's one of those places where the outside activities were way bigger than the football game. You know, here in Birmingham, it's a football game played, but it's activities from all kind of celebrities coming to town doing concerts,
Oh yeah.
barbecue, and people go when people go to the classic to go to the barbecue.
Yeah.
And walk
go to
around.
the game to watch the bands.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I think the halftime get way more viewed than the game does.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's this influx of people I've seen who kind of like after the band's play, it's like, oh, okay.
Everybody go back outside to where they, because
Right.
people gonna start camping out on Monday for the game on Saturday.
Yeah.
People get buy spots out there. So that's
Yeah.
how big this is. It's one of the biggest events that we have. Is fun. You know, families and friends get together once a year when it's cold, barbecue, eating shrimp, what all that good stuff. But the problem that I think some people are having, I've been hearing about, Keith,
I'm listening.
is because of the crime rate wave that we've had recently through Birmingham. Is it safe
This is a tough conversation, Joe.
to go to
Tough
the
conversation.
activities here in Birmingham that's going to be downtown, where we just had a incident that happened right down the street from here
Right
on the
down the
south
street.
side. It's called Hush.
Yep.
But the activities going to be right down in these areas too. And people are saying, I heard a few men and some few women like, man, I don't know if I want to take my girl out and deal with these young folks out here because it could spill over. We have nothing to do with it, but what they're doing can spill over and harm us. To that, what are you hearing?
Same.
Okay.
I saw a post with a young lady, one of my Facebook friends, and she said, I'm not settled about all of these activities that are going on with the classic, just like nothing has happened in our community. We have $100,000 reward. I actually had an opportunity to talk. I went to city council yesterday.
Okay.
Actually had, and I'd gone and I thought, I sat it out for a little while and I said, no, it's your civic responsibility to go. So I'm going to go back to city council meetings and listen and just see. But I was talking to one of the city leaders yesterday. I will not call any names or whatever. And we just had a conversation about what happened here. And, how can I say it? I shared with him, that there is a change. There's a change, and I don't feel comfortable. And I've heard other people who say I don't feel comfortable being out now. I walked here because this is my hood. I walked here today. I'm still gonna eat and play. I walk my dog every day. But will you catch me out driving around here? I will make sure. If no other week, that there's one event that I will attend, which will be a Monday. It's going to be at the Frank. It's put on by National Association of Real Estate Investors. I trust that crowd, and I trust that it's going to be a little bit more upscale, and it's early enough in the week. But once I do that event, I'm bringing my tail to the house. I think it starts at 6:00 or something like that. I may even do the first hour. So to answer your question, no, people aren't comfortable. No, they aren't. No, there's some. But I cannot imagine, Joe, even though I live in this area, I'll go on the 16th floor and watch people in the community and watch the pretty lights. But I don't know that I feel comfortable yet just going out and hanging around, coming out here and walking that night. No.
I'm going to say this. Okay, so I understand what you're saying. But this is where I am with this. I'm comfortable. I'm more alert, but I'm comfortable because I believe in Mayor Wolfen. I believe in our police department here. And I believe at the end of the day that Birmingham is one of the best cities. Even though we have had our crime spree here, it's not like it's shoot 'em up west out, the Wild Wild West out here. Right. And I would never be afraid of another man. At the end of the day, I can't be afraid of what straight something may happen. If it's my time, it's my time. I don't want that to happen. Don't get me wrong, but I'm comfortable with walking around, walking outside. Now, am I going to walk into a place or if I see something happening? Like I said, I'm more alert now. If I see something, I know to get up and walk away. And people will say to you, well, you just don't see some things coming. That's true. Like I said, I'm more alert now. And so you go with the energy of the vibe in the room. I don't go, like you said, I don't go where young people are. Let's just think about what we're saying here. Most of these things are happening with young folks. So if there's a young crowd, I'm not going to go in because I can't anticipate what young people feel and what they may be doing, what they have done, right? So would I go out in certain areas where I know there's a lot of young people? No, no, I wouldn't feel comfortable in that environment. Me walking down the streets of Birmingham, Alabama, I feel very comfortable, right? Because at the end of the day, when you look at these things that are happening, I take it into retrospect of it's happening in pockets. It's not happening in my age group. It's happening with the younger folks. It's where the older people are hanging out where some of these younger people are, that the young people are finding themselves and going through what we went through in the 80s. It was the drug epidemic that happened. And they was out there, selling and, fighting and gang wars and stuff. That was our time. Whatever this is now, I don't understand it, but it's not my time. So I feel comfortable as a grown 54-year-old man, but I'm going to do 54-year-old man stuff. You know what I mean? I'm going to go to 54-year-old parties, right? I'm not going to hang out late. I go to bed by 8 or 9 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying?
Grandpa Dan.
Well, yeah. So if I'm out late, I'm up with somebody.
Yeah.
I'm at their house, they're at my house. Okay. I'm just being honest. When like a privileged
position. I said it sounded like a privileged position.
Okay, right.
Oh, it is privileged. I'm Joe Lockett. I'll make no qualms about that.
Nah, that's not what I meant.
Huh?
That's not what I meant.
Oh, but that's what I meant.
Oh, whatever. Man,
I'm a wordsmith, babe. I'm a wordsmith.
But no, go ahead. To that point, y'all both are in a position where y'all can. It's not so much deciphering the crowd; it's just what y'all crowd is.
Right.
So it's like for the younger crowd, because I get where she's coming from, and I do get where you're coming from, but to a point, that is my crowd. So it's like I can't go to too many older events because I won't relate.
You should stay at home.
And then if I go to your point, if I go to around my age group, we don't know how to act. So it's like I can't do anything.
When I was your age and we had the problem, bro, and you was there, when we had problems when we were younger, our parents kept us in the house. We missed every party.
It wasn't even consideration.
Sociable.
No,
yeah,
it wasn't even consideration.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel sorry for you, but it's just your time where y'all are. You can't go. No, y'all are laughing at me, but
oh no, I'm serious about it. Yeah.
If we look back,
right.
If you look back in the 80s, right?
Hey Barry,
and the early 90s, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people, what's happening now, what's happening then. We had friends that was being knocked off from gangs.
They were,
but this was happening in schools.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Gangs was coming from West End and from Parker.
Yeah.
And from Carver.
Yeah.
They was fighting during school, after school, before school. People being unalived a lot when we was in the 80s. Come on now, let's not play.
Wow. Yeah.
And we still went to school, but you carrying your butt back home when your mom was outside waiting for you. So what's happening to y'all was drive-bys didn't start with y'all.
Yeah. That we were from that era of the drive-by shootings. Yeah, we were
90s, 2000s.
Yeah. Now it was a little different. I'm from Montgomery, and we still had our issues too. We probably weren't as severe as Birmingham, though, but we still had our issues. You know, and probably a little more after I left there. It kind of maybe trickled down. I think y'all were a little more lit.
Yeah. We it was a little something.
Were you about to say something?
No, it's just to the time period thing. I mean, that's been around.
Yeah.
To your point, I think. Even though all of those things did happen during those time periods, there still was to a degree, hey, if family around, it's best not to do that. Or if
had more
kids
respect.
are around,
it was a better.
That was shamed on you handling your business in that manner.
But y'all don't have leaders.
And that's the other problem.
Yeah.
To why I can't really argue. Hey, don't go out. It's your time. You can't be having
But
fun.
no, we had. But
I can't argue it.
But we had OGs, right? Real guys that put,
And we had grandmas.
But the grandmas was the one thing. But we had OGs that made sure that when I was going to school, the Easy Riders, the bike clubs,
Uh-huh.
and the guys that been in those games that had got out of jail or whatever.
Uh-huh.
There were ground rules of what you could and couldn't do and where you did and you performed and you acted. Schools were off limits, right? And in our neighborhood, right? With Easy Rider, the gang member, he lived in our neighborhood, but he didn't allow any what he did activity in our neighborhood, right?
There was still a respect
It
factor
was OG.
there.
It was a thing of true leadership. They did what they did, but they said we're not going to harm our community in this area. So kids and women were off limits. Let me say this again. When I was growing up, kids and women were off limits, right? Now, the new era, they don't have any care. I believe, I'm not for sure from what I see, is anybody can get it at any point in time, right? And that's scary to me because they don't have a respect for life at all. I see for the ones that I see that's doing it. Even when we're in the school, sometimes you see it's like their mentality is anybody can get it at any given time. Where that comes from, what that is, I don't know, but I do understand is that we have to, as adults, when we can, just lead better, because somewhere during this period of our adulthood, we lost our kids.
I have a theory on that.
Sure.
Y'all can disagree with me on this, and I let me circle back to your point earlier. I believe in the mayor. I believe in Mayor Woodfin. I believe in the city council. Most importantly, I believe in God. I'm still gonna sit my tail at home for the most part. I'm still staying in. I have one event that I'm possibly going to.
Respect.
I think the problem, this is my 2 cents, I don't think we have enough men in the homes. I think we have a generation of women who are trying to raise men, and they don't have a clue on how to raise a man. And I saw that back starting with even when I was growing up. Unless you are unless you have a disciplinarian, all in mindset, it is very difficult for a woman to raise a man. I see a different generation, even in terms of the women now. Grandma did it back in the day, but I even saw some of the ladies doing it, and they were stern. I'm a person who's stern. I have I am the most loving auntie, but the other side is I don't play it. I ain't asking you 5 times to do something. Ask my dog. She gets her butt tore up on the regular because she does not do what I ask her to do. And if you see me on the street, you'll think, oh, she's being mean to that pet. No, I've asked her. She's getting something because I've asked her not to do it, and I mean what I say. Okay, that's my mentality. But I'm gonna take care of you like none other. She has a what do you call it? A comfy lifestyle. She has a soft life. Okay. But that soft life comes with a price. You're going to do what I ask you to do if I'm feeding you under my roof, okay? That's the same attitude I have with children. We don't have that attitude. And then when the parents stop, the children would go to school. Guess what? I was riding my bike one time in Montgomery. A neighbor, my mother said, don't leave this house. You stay at the house. She's going to be watching this and going to comment on it. Don't leave the house. You better not be on that other street riding your bike. Sure enough, when she went to work that day, I got on my bike and went on the other side, on the other street. The neighbor told her, hey, I saw Keisa riding her bike. Got my butt tore up.
Snitch.
Yeah, a snitch. A snitch. So the neighborhood.
Snitches get stitches. Should have went and got that neighbor.
So I got my tail tore up because the neighbors cared.
Yeah.
You don't see that now.
Yeah.
You understand? Somebody interjecting, honey, I see your son out on the corner tonight. The parents will get upset with you. So again, lack of leadership. Where are the men? There are too many sons who are angry because they don't have a dad figure in our household. I'm sorry. Say what you want to say. I'll take some heat on that.
Think you're wrong.
Women are not all women are qualified to raise a man. Even if I have a son, I'd be pretty tough. On his tail. You understand? But I would also partner with a male friend. I would say, hey, Joe, Will you take my son and go do some stuff with him? Will you mentor him? Hey, nephew, will you show him such and such? I'll be partnering with some of my friends so they can show him what a man looks like. You don't need to be around me all the time, seeing me put on my makeup. You don't need to be. You don't need to see that all the
and I'm
time.
gonna say this to most of the women, sis. Niffer and I get that a lot. A lot of women are seeking out good
Good.
men.
Good.
I know from my podcast and especially my radio days, my inbox stayed filled with women like Joe. I know my son or my daughter is not old enough to be an intern, but can they just come watch or come? Because the women realize their shortcomings. They just don't know the man that they can trust.
Mm.
Because most men want something in return for the mentorship. And so that's where it becomes tough
Come on,
for the
guys.
woman. But I'm just being honest,
Yeah.
right?
Come on, guys.
That's how it was when I was playing football.
How?
That they'll in order to get an opportunity with some football teams, especially if they more black based. I'm just keeping on it. If they more urban or black based, and you on a football team, usually you look up to your coaches as male figures, but it's not always equal depending on what they get from the parents. And most of the parents, like how you said, they are females. So for some dudes or with some parents, in order for their son to get a true opportunity and a true light put on them from the coaches that's not biased, be with the coach. And that was how the culture was for a good little minute. Now, are there different coaches that don't run by that? Of course.
What are you
talking
saying?
about for the ones more towards the urban side.
What are you saying? The parents are having to do things for them to get favor from the coaches?
Or they will do things. It's not something
sis,
that
read
the coaches
what
is
we're
asking
saying.
for.
Read what we're saying.
Yeah.
Some men are not
imply. They'll make it so it's your decision.
Yeah.
But they'll imply.
They want something from it. They want some out of it. So, like I said,
use your son the same way.
You use your imagination at the end of the day. And like I said, some men, so women find it tough.
I go back to the guys then, and say a lack of leadership because they're and listen, this is something that ain't going to be handled in one show.
No,
but debate me. I don't care. I mean, I don't care if you disagree with me.
I don't think yours is so debatable because you raise up a point that I think is very important.
You are debating me. I'm just saying. I'm saying to the people out there.
I debate you. I disagree with you all the way.
Oh my God.
I don't
like your opinion.
Whatever.
But it's a lot of dudes, to your point, that's coming up now, and they don't know how to process their emotions like a dude. Like there were certain things that I picked up with my mom subconsciously that when I got around my uncle or when I got around my daddy, he made it a point. You get that out now.
Yeah.
Like it may not be a crying
man there. Yes.
It might not be a little I'm boo-hooing, but that little whining habit.
Yeah.
Or things like that, or complaining.
Yeah.
My dad and my uncle do not play.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Over time, it just molded to where I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Now that's annoying.
Yeah.
We still gotta get stuff done.
Yeah.
Like there's now today, if nobody had that, you'll be seeing the dude walking around and all you hear is whining. All you hear is complaining. All you hear is emotion without any action.
Yeah.
And for dudes coming up, regardless of how you feel or how you swing, but if you're active and proactive with how you move, you tend to get stuff done. Not to say that women don't get nothing done, but in this society as a dude, you're not going to get the hand that most women would.
Absolutely.
You're not going to get the leeway or, the benefit of the doubt like women or children. You have to get it done regardless on your age. And if you don't learn that early, you'll be prone to reaction habits.
Yeah.
Doing things out of emotion.
Yeah.
Spitefulness.
Yeah.
Or you being really, really petty, which back in the day, most old dudes would say that's a female habit.
Yeah.
And you can't move like that.
I'm tracking with you.
You know what I mean? You if you move like that, you're prone to do something.
Your
wrong.
OGs, the men figures in your life taught you how to process as a man.
Yeah.
Because the man is the balance to the woman.
But they also taught us the respect of a woman.
Yeah.
I was taught to respect the woman and respect your family.
Yeah.
Provide for your family.
Yeah.
Now, some of the things that I saw in my family,
Yeah.
was not great. But one thing I did always see, regardless of what it was, he provided.
Yeah. He was a man.
He provided.
Yeah.
Now, what him and mom went through, that was on their own level. That was
Yeah,
totally
yeah,
different.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
a totally different ball game. But I learned, and especially in the Black community, you learn this, right? If you don't get it done as a man, nobody gets it done for you or your family.
They don't care.
And don't nobody care. So it was looked upon badly when I was growing up for your wife to be suffering or your mom or your kid to be suffering, and you're a grown man and you don't have 2 or 3 jobs. It was frowned upon. You were looked upon as a sorry dude. These days, women got the education. These days, women got the degrees and the jobs.
And the
And so
jobs.
Now, some men have entered the soft era,
Yep.
where they don't need the responsibility have to have because girls are now taking care of them.
Yeah.
And that's just a shift in the way the culture has gone.
Yeah.
But that man, I still say this, I say this on every show that I ever talk about this on, he still has the innate feeling that he knows he's supposed to do more, but because he's not held to that, some men fall prey to, I don't have to do it, I'm gonna let her do it. And so that innate thing that you have as a man, it goes away.
But let me ask you this.
Yes,
does a man ultimately become resentful when he's in that position, when there's something in him that wants to do that, but the woman handles it? Because what happens with a woman when she does that, if that woman is in that position, the danger is the woman can then take on the masculine attributes of telling him what to do or trying to be the leader. And I think that's where the conflict comes.
And it does. But I think a lot of time for the soft dude that put himself in that position, he don't know how to be a man and control his household because he's not in power anymore. And so once he realizes he's not in power anymore, you're trying to be a man when you're a soft dude.
Yeah, he fighting between what's natural and what he comfortable in.
Yeah, because your innate part is kicking out of you, but you're a soft dude, so you don't want to admit to your softness.
I think therein defines a lot of where we are right there.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that is a conflict. The biggest question of life when we solve this, and maybe you all can help us at home watching America, how in the world do we, I'm sure to tell you all about the just sliding out of my lap here, but how do we restore that balance? Or is the relational dysfunction and disconnect part of our work to restore the balance there?
I think, as we get to the end of the show here, I think it's just timing, sis.
Just timing?
I think it's just really timing when it comes to everything that we're talking about here. The era is this era now, and it's up for this younger generation to figure out how to get back to what's normal for them as society moving forward. And someone or something is going to step forward like it always does. And it's going to change. It's going to be that in change, and that person or the event is going to change where we are, and we have to be patient enough and have faith to understand that there's going to come a time when all that's going to happen.
Yeah.
One thing I had to learn about my life: it never happens in Joe Lockett time. It happens in God's time. And so right now, I may not sit on the morning bench. I can't quote a bunch of Bible verses. But one thing I do know for a fact, because I'm here and I'm rich and successful now, God got me. After everything that I went through, I'm not supposed to be here. And I'm here stronger than ever. And that's because of him.
Yeah.
I don't need to sit on no church. I don't need to know no Bible verse. I know I know my faith that if anything is going to happen to me, it's because it's supposed to happen. And I got to learn a lesson from it. So whatever God big plan he got, I can't see on the scale of God or why this is happening and why it's going on.
Yeah.
This is not for, I don't think this is a human solution. I think this is something that we're going to see a catastrophic change in society at some point in time.
Yeah.
But we can go on about this all day long. I know we got to get out of here.
I do.
But I want you guys to make sure you guys lock it in today to the Joe Lockett Show with Denise and nephew going to be there. And also, right after we finish, y'all catch the Evolve with Keisa at 6 o'clock on your digital airwaves, wherever you watch shows at, y'all.
Oh, gosh. But we've got to tell people next week. Or do we? No, we don't. What
Not
happens
yet.
next week? Not yet.
Not yet. We're gonna keep it under wraps.
Keep it-
right
oh,
now.
and by the way, we are here at Filter Coffee Parlor, so make sure you stop by. They have a copy of the Birmingham Times as well. I always try to plug my peeps at the Birmingham Times. You know, I'm a life coach, but I work better in what I call coaching in mass. So if you want some coaching, I'm always going to give you an encouraging word in here every 2 weeks, along with news about the community. Like, I am not the coach normally who's going to work with people one-on-one, which is why I do the show every day, because I can coach people in mass.
Like
So, yes.
All right, guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure you guys lock it into us every Wednesday right here at the Filter Coffee Parlor.
Happy
You know how we
Wednesday.
feel about you. We love you. We'll see you guys next week.